Guess who? Well, who else? Who the hell else would it be? Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Twitter Tuesday, the app formerly known as Twitter Tuesday, and all that stuff. Good morning. Welcome to the show with some dreamy music that I can sip coffee to. So soothing. Are they going to drop a beat sometime soon? I'm waiting. Anyway, hey, there's a lot to talk about, and something I forgot to do yesterday that I will do first. I think I'm just going to stop this now because I need to get this going. Johnny, you over there? You ready? Play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Thank you to the lovely Alyssa. Easy for me to say. I can't even say my own daughter's name this morning. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel on this Tuesday. I said it kind of in a Scottish way. It's a Tuesday, the 9th of January, 2024. Election year, leap year. We have a very close friend whose birthday is on February 29th. And so we find it interesting because we were celebrating her 21st birthday today, this year. Not today, but this year. And so, anyway, so let's get into it because I got a lot to talk about. I see a lot of people here. Let's say hi to everybody, do the normal thank yous, and then we're gonna get the show on the road because my time's limited, and when I'm late, I'm late. So first in chat today over on Rumble, Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell. I gave you 2 bells that time. Look at that. Also, good morning. Also, Mike Savage, Blarg, Gunfox61, the ever-present and extra special administrator of our Discord server for the P-Dog Knight channel. YouTube gave me a week ban for having an ad blocker. What? Whoa, I have never heard of that one. I wonder if, because I use the Blaze browser, if I'm going to get in trouble on YouTube. I've got a copyright strike on my channel right now, but I'm going to fight it because it's bullshit. But yeah, YouTube is asshole, just like China. China is asshole. Yes, just like China. So anyway, as a payback for calling them out on Twitter for being bitches. Oh, there you go. Where I called the little commie bitches who can't take different point. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how they are. Over on Rumble, or excuse me, YouTube, first in chat is JB who gets the bell. Congratulations, sir. That's one of your first time. Also, good morning, of course. AD, Avocados Diablo, Kara Soldier, Ty Alexander. I'll just play it and keep talking. Ty Alexander, the Gentleman Lich. Also, good morning to... Did I skip Kara Soldier? No, I said Kara Soldier, didn't I? Well, hi, Kara Soldier. Also said the Snarkies here. Mike Savage, Blarg, Tyler F. Hate Camel, one of the original viewers of the Morning Night Live. Also, good morning to Aaron, Special Can Acid, Aaron Meredith, Maddie's in the house. Also, good morning, Simon Wolfwood, Darren Root, Attack Alpaca, Shady Grin. What up, Shady? Good morning. I'm the Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the Slim Shady. James Colley. Happy New Year and good morning to the Boomer Nation. Yes, I'm the last Boomer or the first Gen X, or whichever you prefer. Good morning also, Lord Stanhope, GDSOB. I gotta scroll a little bit. I'm trying to scroll slowly because it always jumps on me about this time, and it did. Just so I gotta go back up and make sure I didn't miss anybody. TC's in the house. Good morning, Slim Tito 02. And I think that's everyone who has said hello so far. I am not claiming you. You are the last boomer. Well, it always depends on who you ask, because like they keep changing that number around, and I'm right in the middle of it. So I will claim the last boomer status. I will claim the first Gen X status. I don't care. I mean, honestly, I grew up with all the Gen Xers. You know what I mean? All my contemporaries are basically Gen Xers. So, and I've got a Gen X attitude in some ways. So I'm not, I don't hoard shit, whatever. Anyway, should we get into it? Because there's a lot to do. Now, yesterday, I did a very important question. I asked, wait, hold on. I got to stop. First, thank yous. I got to thank people. Thank you to the people who are tweeting out the show. Please share this stream. I just noticed that the doesn't look like the chat box running today, is it? I wonder what happened there. Let's find out. Because that always bothers me when I don't see that early in the show, and sometimes it's just things reset on Streamlabs for no reason whatsoever, or it makes me log in for no reason. Like, well, there's why. It's making me log in for no reason whatsoever. Why is Streamlabs making me log in? That is so weird. So let's see. What? Yeah, I've been on Streamlabs for years. What are you doing? It's making me ask all these stupid questions. Are you going to allow this? Yes, I allow it. Holy crap. Now, where's the cloud bot? Should be already on. It is on. Well, I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to turn it back on and see what happens. Because there it goes. It's already there. Oh. So if you want to be a Streamlabs Superstar Sponsor League, I'm going to pin that message up on YouTube. And I'm also going to put it on Rumble. I'll drop it in the chat on Rumble if you want to sponsor the show. Also, share the stream. Also, hit the like button if you like what we're doing. Most of you like what we're doing, and I will accept that. So there you go. Thank you, though, however, to Somnambule Nation, who's already tweeted out the show. Tyre Alexander retweeted that tweet from Somnambule Nation. Thank you. TC tweeted out the show. Appreciate it. I'm retweeting, reposting, whatever. I'm old school. It's still a tweet to me. Also, thank you, Slim Tito, Tyler F., another guy, the Tyrannosaurus Lich, Tyre Alexander. Mr. X. Now, I'm not even sure who Mr. X is, but thank you, Mr. X, for retweeting the show. Also, Swamp Fox Ghost, Somnambule Nation retweeting my tweet. Slim Tito tweeted out the show on their own. I don't know why I said there. I don't know if you're a they, them, or he, her, or she, they, or she, thou, or whatever. Good morning, Nomad in the house.
Hammer time.
And Patio Furniture's here. Welcome. Okay, so thanks all of you who are sharing the streams. I really, really appreciate it. I see we're getting a few new regulars coming by, and it's a great thing. I love to see it. So, but yesterday part of the show was me asking adding something to the question box, because the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Benson, is that his name? No. Is it Lloyd? Yeah, Lloyd, because I made the Christopher Lloyd joke about the DeLorean. Yesterday, we found out that Secretary of Defense Lloyd Benson, who is sixth in line in the succession of people who would be the president in case of disaster, the person who is sixth in line to be the president of the United States, went AWOL. The Secretary of Defense went AWOL. Nobody knew where he was except for maybe him and his family, but like no one in the Department of Defense knew where he was. No one, Joe Biden didn't know where he was. Apparently he was in the hospital having some sort of, elective feature. And Big Dave, what's up? Some sort of elective feature, right? And TC's in the house. Nice to see you, TC. Anonymity T2, I'll be back, is here. Good morning. So the Secretary of Defense was having a procedure, but they didn't say what the procedure was, just an elective procedure. Now, elective procedure doesn't mean it's like you do it by choice. It means you do it when you can. You don't necessarily, what do you call it? What do you call it? Something that's not urgent, but you just kind of choose when you're going to do it. Kind of like my hip surgery. That's an elective procedure. It wasn't an emergency. I scheduled it because I needed to have it done. So we're trying to determine what the hell Lloyd Benson was in the hospital for. And I asked you in the question section to tell us what you thought he was there for, and wrong answers only. Hello, Brent Hayes. I see some answers here, but I'm going to do the ones that are in this list first because people took the time to do this, and I ran out of time to mention this yesterday. So here we go. There was only a few answers on there, but we'll get. Oh, there's actually several answers. Well, here we go. So here it is. The top answer, and probably the one that most of you would think, is he was having a vaginoplasty. So that was, thank you, Avocats Diabli, for dropping that one in there. TC says he may have been abducted by aliens. That's why he couldn't. I would guess that's why he couldn't notify the president before he did it, even though it was supposedly an elective procedure. He actually got abducted by aliens. Very good. Zed the Snarky said, yeah, he just had one hell of a hangover and didn't want to admit it. Okay, that's a good one. There you go. Lord Stanhope. He received a teenage, I'm assuming you meant lobotomy. I'm not sure. What is a teenage lobotomy versus an adult lobotomy? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. Ty Alexander said he had dick transplanting surgery. He wanted a 20-inch black man wang. Because look, I'm sorry. I forgot. Slur Stanhope, here's your bell for dropping that lobotomy answer, and here's for Ty Alexander. Now, here's the thing: Lloyd Benson is a black man, but you know what? I got to tell you, that whole thing about things. It's a myth. Not every brother's got this hanging like lumber, like in the porn movies, right? So maybe Lloyd Benson is. Needed to do that. Okay, so there you go, Tyre. Very good. Avocados Dowdley had his other answer. He said, I don't know why he was missing. I had nothing to do with it. And that's the story I'm sticking to. Okay. Hello, Trippy Liberty. What's up? And also TC on YouTube. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, there you go. Avocados Diabli. Amazing Disgrace says Lloyd was getting ready for his gender reveal. Oh, see, there's a theme. A lot of the people thinking he had something to do with his gender. And then, well, because the military is getting kind of weird about all of that stuff. They're really into this, the DEI and making sure people have the. Did I say Lloyd Benson? Oh, Lloyd Austin, not Lloyd Benson. Yes, Lloyd Austin. I'm sorry, I said Lloyd Benson, and not the. I think Lloyd Benson's dead. The guy who ran for president at one point. Anyway, and then Avocados Diablo, he was having a 60-watt bulb lodged in his rectum or removed. You said lodged. He was having a 60-watt bulb extraction from his colon. And then Lord Stanhope, he stubbed his toe and caught leprosy. That's a good one. Avocados Diablo has another one. He was having the next of his colon Powell lookalike surgeries. It is a very long and involved process. Yes, he was having some Michael Jackson treatment, kind of to make himself a little bit lighter. Lord Stanhope said he blew out his O-rings and needed an O-ring transplant. Just trying to figure out what kind of O-ring you were talking about there. There you go. Let's see. Avocados Dodley. Just like Pete Buttigieg, he was learning how to breastfeed. There you go. He was at the breastfeeding class. And then Ty Alexander said he was with me. I was inducing him into the fraternal order of the Ancient Secret Society of Harmonious Observers of the Logical Enigma. Well, Tyre, I hope you had the right little, what are those things called? A fez? Was he wearing a fez when you did that? I'm curious. And then finally, the last one, Avocados Diabli said he was having the same procedure his second cousin Steve had to become the second $6 million man, because his last name is Austin, Steve Austin. We will rebuild him. We'll make him stronger, faster, and better, whatever. So there you go. Very good. So there you go. Thanks, everybody, for participating in that particular endeavor. I appreciate it, and I wish I would have gotten to it yesterday, but, sometimes I run out of time to do all the things I want to do. And it looks like there's some people here. Let's see. And then some of the answers in the in the chat. Oh, there's a couple good ones here. Let's see. In case of disaster, then why hasn't it kicked in? Okay, I don't. Okay. He got caught in Jewish tunnels. Oh, snap! Now we haven't gotten to that story, but that's on the list today. He was becoming a woman. Yes, very good. No, nobody knew he was gone. He from Monday to Wednesday, Monday till Thursday morning, nobody in the White House or the Pentagon knew where he was. And some people are calling for him to be fired. So if you haven't heard that, he was getting his 18th booster and still got COVID. There's a story about that today too. Let's see. Wait, bastard trying to break into a woman's bathhouse. What? I don't know. Let's see. Just one more booster to flatten his pulse. Ramon's reference. Are you skipping? No, I'm not skipping all yours. I read all yours. What are you talking about? Let's see. There didn't. Okay, I think that's everyone. There's probably another one here. Boyd Benson. You mean Lloyd Austin? Yes, Lloyd Austin. Now read a story about Lloyd Kaufman. Yes, I know. I had the wrong Lloyd. Well, yesterday I said something about he was trying to emulate his cousin and build a time machine out of a DeLorean. Someone else made the Christopher Lloyd reference here. And then let's see. Okay, and I want a fez. Okay, DD, we'll have to find you a fez. My dad had a fez for some reason. And he wasn't a Shriner. He wasn't anything. I just remember he had a fez in his closet. And I never understood why. He wasn't maybe, I don't know, maybe because his dad was part of the Masons or whatever. All right. The only good Benson is Benson and Hedges. No. Oh, see, so you got Benson, you got the best Lloyd, and we've had another Steve Austin reference. So very good. There's 37 people here already. Holy shnikes. That's amazing. All right. Well, 32 now, but 37 people were here on YouTube, and I don't know how many were watching on Rumble. Looks like there's about 9. So that's not bad. I'm one of them, though, so I always have a window open. All right. Shall we do this thing now? Should we get into the news of what's happening in the world? Let's talk about what's happening in the world. Now, today, we always talk about a special days. Today is, let's see. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Holy God, that would have been a mistake. Wouldn't have been the first mistake. But anyway, today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Now, I'm torn. I am torn. Because some people in law enforcement are shitheads, and some people in law enforcement do their job. But it is a tough job, and we should appreciate those who do it well, even if oftentimes they become a little bit big-headed and think that they are the law as opposed to just an instrument of the law. But for those law enforcement officers who do their job well, thank you for keeping us safe when you do, and fuck you if you're harassing somebody for no apparent reason. Now, but I thought this was funny here, because it's Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and it happens to be trending very, very high on the annals of the app known as X, formerly known as Twitter. This is kind of humorous. Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, hashtag going over well with liberals this morning. They're all pissed off about it. And so here's the liberals talking about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Happy Law Enforcement Appreciation Day for all the liberals. There you go. All right. All right. This is, let's see, Rick Scott, he's a senator right now? I can't remember if he's a senator or governor. Well, he's not the governor because Ron DeSantis is the governor. Rick Scott says, this is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Please join me in saying thank you to the incredible men and women in blue who put their lives on the line every day to keep us safe. Well, the ones who do their job well, I'm fine with that. Just all the dickheads who don't do their job well, you can go fuck yourself. But the ones who do their job well, we appreciate you. So several people doing messages on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. I'm going to try and find one, though, that isn't happy about it, just to give you an example, but I haven't found it. It looks like everyone here is, so far, I mean, I've been scrolling for a while on this, and most have been happy about it. Oh, here's one. Law Enforcement Appreciation is obviously not celebrated in the UK, as we see in this video from last night where diversity terrorists had to be taken care of by John Q. Public. Okay, I'm not showing that video. Oh, damn. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'm not even going to put these on the screen. There's some violence going on the screen. Yeah, most people are just being cool about it. I really can't find anyone pissed off about it. But now here's a good one. They'll do this one. Happy Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Here's the Capitol Police on January 6th. So there we go. Oh, no music. No music, because I'll get in trouble. There we go. There's the Capitol Police on January 6th, welcoming everyone into the building. Okay. All right, enough of that. We don't need to talk about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day anymore. What the hell did I just do? I don't want to do that. There we go. All right. Also, now let's just get down the list here, because if I take this long on every trending topic, we will never get to the main topic of the day. Hello, Shiryu, Gospel, Episkipos, Egipetsko. And those ain't real, dude. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you. All right. And no one new on Rumble. Okay, let's move on. Judge Judy's trending for apparently Judge Judy, Judge. She didn't die. Okay, she's not dead. But Judge Judy apparently weighed in on the remember the dude who jumped over the bench and attacked a judge. I don't know if you saw that video. I didn't play it here, but I'm sure most of you seen it. Well, she did a comment on that particular incident, so she's trending because of that. Here it is.
I'm shocked that this defendant managed to get as far as he did without somebody shooting him. But it probably happened in a second.
So fast.
That once he was there, there were too many people. But I was actually shocked that somebody managed to get as close to her, and on top of me, shocked.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. So anyway, she wanted now the comment on this video for saying this is as such, and this is probably pretty common. Judge Judy wanted a mentally ill black man shot by the police. Why are white defendants described as mentally ill and receive sympathy for the same circumstances as black defendants, while black defendants are made to seem dangerous and a menace to society to use deadly force on? Excuse me. Did this brother just ask why this defendant would seem dangerous and a menace to society? The defendant who went who's the guy? Who's the former linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens? Hello, Reese Donald. What's the famous linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens? It's not coming to my head, but anyway, he went Jimmy Snuka on the judge, you know? I mean, Ray something. Anyway, he went Superfly Jimmy Snuka on the judge. He flew over the bench and tackled her out of her seat, and we're worried about how the hell did that happen? Oh my God. Oh good Lord. I'm telling you, he was dangerous. Now, the other reason Judge Judy is trending, let me pull her off the screen here, because there was another thing too. Wait, I'm always amazed at how Judge Judy, the most violent and elitist heifer, receives so much praise, yet far too many go out of the way to bash someone like Oprah. What? Okay, I have no idea what that is. Some people are saying Judge Judy would have decked him in midair. Nope, Judge Judy would have dipped like she did during this earthquake. She left. But there was also apparently something happened. Oh, and of course, anytime someone's old is mentioned in the trending topics, we get the Denzel Washington. Oh my God, thank God she's not dead. Me. Oh my Lord, oh Lord Jesus, we're glad she's okay. So anyway, all right, I've spent too much time on Judge Judy. There was some other reason she was trending because here's the other reason she's trending. And I'll just latch on to the Heffa comment. She endorsed Nikki Haley for president. Okay, I'm done with Judge Judy. That's it. No more Judge Judy. No. Hell to the no. All right, moving on. Happy Founders Day is trending. Now another Black fraternity is having their Founders Day today, and it's trending on Twitter. And again, normally I wouldn't talk about the Founders Day of any fraternity. This happens to be who is it this time? Is it Phi Beta Pi, something like that? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because, again, for whatever reason, Gretchen Whitler decided to do an address for the men of Phi Beta Sigma, excuse me, not Phi Beta, Phi Beta Sigma. And for whatever reason, Gretchen Whitler decided to wish them a happy Founders Day. Now, here's what's interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen Gretchen Whitler, because every fraternity sorority has a Founders Day, right? But all of a sudden, she's all up in the Black fraternity's business, wishing them happy Founders Days. Here's her message to Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
Happy Founders Day to the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and congratulations on 110 years of service.
Of service?
Strong membership includes District Court Judge Terry L. Clark, the first Black Michigander elected to the bench in the history of Saginaw County.
Notice she didn't.
Michigander.
Wait, I'm gonna say how she said his name, because she kind of looked a little. Give me some. When she said the name of her the state senator, she also gave it. She had a little vernacular in there. She did a little code switching and shit, but it doesn't look like she did it this time.
Years of service. Your strong congratulations, Fraternity Incorporated, and congratulations on 110 years of service. Your strong membership includes District Court Judge Terry L. Clark, the first Black
Okay, well, she didn't do this code switching when she said his name, at least.
In the history of Saginaw County.
But what's up with this?
I want to applaud your initiatives that make a real...
I don't care what she's... But for whatever reason, whenever the Black fraternities have Founders Day, there's Gretchen Whitler. And it makes me think... I don't think I better say this. I better not say this. I ain't gonna say it. Does her husband like to walk? No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not saying it. Notice she hasn't celebrated any Black sororities. I think that says something. She hasn't celebrated any other fraternities or sororities, just the black male fraternities. And I guess it makes me wonder, I can't say, I better not say it. Nope, I ain't saying it. You know what I'm thinking. Okay, enough of that. Stop! Thank you. Moving on. Mariana and... Wait, what happened here? I should have had... Oh. So Mariana and Panama City are trending. What happened? What happened to Panama City? There's Mariana. Okay, Panama City and Mariana, Florida, trending because there was a tornado there. Was it last night, maybe? Yes, tornado in Panama City, Florida this morning that tracked all the way through Fountain, Florida. this morning after making landfall, caused some damage, tornado damage to the east side of Mariana, Florida. Some homes missing roofs, many trees, wires down. Some buildings look like this now. This is the same storm that came ashore at Panama City. So more proof of global warming, but actually just the people who, if you live near Panama Beach or Mariana or that area of Florida, we're thinking about you, hoping things get straightened out soon. It did definitely damage some homes. I don't know if there's any. It doesn't say anything about if anyone any casualty count. But anyway, making its way across Florida, the Panhandle, a powerful storm is causing massive damage in its wake. Damage reported in Lower Grand Lagoon, Panama City, Freeport, and other cities, with reports of power outages and a tornado watch, which actually a tornado did touch down in that area. So people are talking about that again. So I've got links for Panama City and Mariana. Moving on, Michelle Obama is trending, and the word terrified is trending. Now, so there have been some reports in the last couple of days that there's rumbling among Democrats that sponge brain shit pants Joe Biden may need to step out of this race, and people are, you're starting to be some, like, for example, first Barack Obama yesterday kind of threw Joe under the bus a little bit, and now here comes Michelle Obama throwing Joe under the bus a little bit with this statement where she says simultaneously bashes Joe Biden heading into 2024 and pushes strong authoritarian impulses. And here's where's the one that I want, the 36-second one. Well, this is the one that we're talking about here. So let's do this one. Here's Michelle Obama. Did he take this down? What the hell's going on here? For some reason, this isn't clicking. Okay, we're going to try another one. Hang on. But she says she's terrified. She is terrified. Here it is. Michelle Obama.
Keep me up, because the things that keep me up, because you don't have control over them.
Oh, yeah.
And you wonder, where are people, where are we in this? Where are our hearts? What's going to happen in this next election? I am terrified.
She's terrified.
About what could possibly happen.
She's terrified.
Because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted. The things that keep me up.
So anyway, apparently this next election is keeping her up at night. That's not good. That's not good. So some people are replying, I'm terrified too about the next election. I can't spend another 4 years paying double for crab legs. That's just wrong. Glenn Beck, Glenn Beck's 2024 election prediction: Democrats will utilize their super delicate process to remove Biden from the general ballot. And who will they put in his place? Well, Michelle Obama, of course. So there's still the idea that Michelle Obama could end up being the nominee. I still am sticking to my guns and saying Joe Biden will not be running for president by the end of this year. By the middle of this election season, there will be some reason why Joe Biden will not be the nominee, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's get back to what's next here. Real quick, a couple more notifications here. What do we got here? Did I get? Oh, thank you, TC, for tweeting out the show. And Gunfox has sent me an article also. So let me we'll open that up. See what the hell this is. Oh, they're doing is that the one you just gave me? Oh, I just saw you put it on X, but I'll thank you very much. Thank you, Gunfox61, for dropping a 5 spot in the tip jar. And Gunfox61, you are the new Street Lab Superstar sponsor of the day. Said this is for tomorrow's news. Well, we'll see if I get to it today. I'll put it in the hopper down here on the end, and if we get to it, we get to it. But I mean, you did drop some money in the tip jar. I should probably read this today. So we're gonna move this right over here. I gotta speed it up today too, because I'm getting behind. All right. So anyway, thank you very much, Gunfox. Greatly appreciated as always. Let's see here. What is this now? That was Gretchen Whitler, Florida, Michelle Obama, and terrified. I just laughed at that she used the word terrified. She's insinuating that Donald Trump keeps her up at night and says she's terrified of what could happen in the next election. Michelle Obama and her husband are worth $70 million. Live in a Martha's Vineyard, and yet Donald Trump has found a way to keep her up at night. Remarkable. These are the things that keep me up at night, and you don't have to control over them. I'm terrified what would possibly happen because of leaders matter. Well, she might be talking about Joe Biden too, though. That's just it. She may be talking about Joe Biden. All right, moving on. Gabrielle Attai? Is that an I or an or Adel? Okay, there's a new prime minister in France. His name's Gabriel Attal. Macron's new prime minister, Gabriel Attal, a fine young man. Let's remind ourselves of his tirade about the unvaxxed who are making life difficult for everyone and really shouldn't have been treated if they got sick. I don't know if he did this in English. Let's see what he says here. Is it French? I don't understand it. But anyway, he was the guy who told everyone that the unvaxxed were killing the rest of yous. And that, whatever. But anyway, he's apparently he's the new prime minister of France. And he's the first openly gay prime minister in France. So everyone's going to be celebrating. Yay. Don't care, but he's trending, so I thought I'd tell you. Also, King Arthur is trending. Now, this one's interesting. King Arthur, not the legendary or legend of a king that had the Knights of the Round Table, but King Arthur flour in Vermont. King Arthur flour, it's a brand of flour in Vermont, and they are having a baking competition. The King Arthur Flour Company is going to have a baking competition. However, wait for it. The King Arthur Flour in Vermont is having a baking competition. Only non-whites can enter the competition. This person says, I bought King Arthur Flour for years. No longer. You just lost a faithful company. Here it is. King Arthur Flour, as white a brand as possible, is not letting whites enter a baking contest. The company is employee-run in Vermont, likely full of anti-white whites with the ethnopathology from the anti-white Juden culture. Juden culture? Don't say that. Oh my God, as we are all raised casualties of the anti-white psych war. So here it is. By the way, look, the company's in Vermont, which might be the whitest state in the union, right? It might be the whitest state in the union. And they're having a no white people allowed, POC only baking competition from January 2nd through February 10th. And it's not satire. I thought it was satire. But no, this is true. Here it is. Eligibility requirements. Person of color-led business, project pilot community member, learn how to sign up here. Product must be baking related, including ingredients, mixes, ready-to-eat foods and tools. Product must be tangible food, not a tangible good, not a service. Products must be fully in production. It must be able to provide proof of sale, business. Okay, whatever. But you have to be a person of color to make something with flour. So lots of people are ripping them to shreds. King Arthur Baking Company is holding a competition for bakers, but white bakers are not allowed to enter the contest. Only bakers of color so it'll be some old Asian lady who win the competition, are eligible. Organizers say Baking Pitch Fest 2024 is more than just a competition. It's a platform to empower bakers of color and increase racial and ethnic diversity in the field. I wonder if Aunt Jemima will be allowed to enter the contest. Now, I'm just, I don't understand it. In Vermont, in freaking Vermont, the whitest state in the union. It literally, I'm not just kidding. It is. Vermont's like 88% white people. Do they even now? Maybe now my guess is that King Arthur baking flour or whatever is sold all over the Northeast or something. I'd never heard of that before. Oh my goodness. Maybe, I don't know. That's their DEI goals for 2024 is to find bakers of color. maybe I'll get them all to move to whatever up there. All right, moving on. Now this one's interesting because I thought this would be trending all over the place. I thought you'd be hearing Donald Trump's name, whatever. So apparently in this Epstein document dump, the files from the trial, a lot of people are making a big deal because there is a hello unacceptable views, by the way. Donald Trump has been named in this court document dump, and so Doe 174 is trending because it is believed that the John Doe number 174 is Donald Trump. Business Insider making a big deal about this, writing a full-on article. Here it is. Sure looks like Donald Trump was disguised as John Doe 174 in the newly unsealed Jeffrey Epstein document. Now, they haven't confirmed this yet, but here's the Business Insider article that they're very excited that Donald Trump might be named in this. Now, again, you got to remember, Donald Trump was brought up in this trial a couple times where they were asking if someone knew something about Donald Trump, and then the trial is like, no, he wasn't a part of it, but his name came up twice, so he's one of the people in the trial. Okay, but now there's some new accusations, so supposedly, and well, here it is. So a federal judge unsealed the name of nearly 200 Does affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein. Based on analysis of court records, Donald Trump is Doe number 174. Trump may have fought to keep his name redacted in the documents before the judge unsealed it. Okay. So, look, I'm going to say this right now, and I'll say it over and over again. If perchance Donald Trump was participating in some of the shit going on that island, I'll run his name through it too, okay? But so far, there hasn't been any evidence. They keep saying, we know about what happened in Florida and Donald Trump kicking Epstein to the curb and cooperating in the prosecution of him in Florida. So we know that happened. Hello, Selected Boy. How you doing? Yeah, so here it is. Over the past week, thousands of pages of court documents in Jeffrey Epstein links lawsuit have been unsealed. The documents identify about 170 people whose names have come up in a legal battle between Virginia Jeffrey and one of his accusers, and Ghislaine Maxwell, his former girlfriend, who in 2021 was convicted of trafficking girls to him for sex. Those roughly 170 Epstein associates had names under seal for different reasons. Some of them were his wealthy friends, some of them were his victims, some people were people whose names were merely mentioned in passing. They were identified as J. Doe in arguments over whether their names should be made public or remain redacted. Donald Trump is one of them, but until now it wasn't clear which of the nearly 200 Does, as enumerated by U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska, in a 50-page list, he actually was. An exhaustive review of the documents by Business Insider points to one no longer anonymous Doe who checks all the boxes. Now, what does that even mean, Doe 174? In deciding whether to make the names on the list public, Preska weighed any privacy rights or the Does might have against the public's right to access judicial documents. The newly unsealed documents include new excerpts of deposition transcripts and other legal filings where Trump's name is not revealed. Preska's list identifies Doe 174 as a person whose association with Epstein and Maxwell has been widely reported in the media already, and his or her name came up during Maxwell's public criminal trial. Now, again, during the trial, he wasn't accused of wrongdoing in the trial. The former President Trump fits that bill as someone who's had a long history with the now dead pedophile. And again, Business Insider, the left-wing editorially, very much left-wing or editorially, as in Democrat Democrat-oriented from their editorial standpoint. So you realize why they're excited to write this. And they're kind of trashy when it comes to this kind of stuff. The former president fits that bill as someone who had a long history with a now dead pedophile and who said, "I wish her well," when Maxwell was indicted on sex trafficking charges. Trump also came up several times during Maxwell's trial. One of his Mar-a-Lago employees testified about an Epstein victim working at Mar-a-Lago. Now, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Listen to this. This is funny because notice what they leave out on this part. I'm going to read this again. One of his Mar-a-Lago employees testified about an Epstein victim working at Mar-a-Lago. Flight records made public on the trial showed Trump flew on Epstein's plane with his son Eric. And one victim at the trial said Epstein name-dropped Trump, apparently to demonstrate that he was connected to powerful people. Okay, the Mar-a-Lago employee testified about an Epstein victim working at Mar-a-Lago. Wasn't that the daughter of one of Trump's clients that got Epstein kicked out of Mar-a-Lago? But they leave that out. Trump flew on Epstein's plane with his son Eric. Well known. Trump took one of Epstein's planes from Miami to New York by themselves without Epstein because their plane had some servicing issues. Epstein name-dropped Trump, apparently to demonstrate that he was connected to powerful people. Okay. The newly unsealed filings have shed more light on Epstein's connection with some of the most powerful people in the world. They detail some of his connections to former President Bill Clinton and sexual misconduct accusations against Prince Andrew, which the British royal has denied. Wait a minute. Just connections to former Bill Clinton? Because there are also sexual misconduct allegations against President Clinton in those files. It's so funny how they leave some details out that would clarify what all this means, but oh my God, I hate this play. I hate this, guys. In her ruling, Prescott said Doe's 174's name came up 9 times, different documents that were previously under seal and had their name redacted. As of publication Monday night, 3 of those documents had not been completely unredacted, but Trump does fit into the context of those documents. The other 6 documents that had been unsealed all include Trump's name too, and no other Doe is listed as being named in all those same docket entries. It's unclear whether Trump fought to keep his identity under seal. Wait a minute. It's unclear whether Trump fought to keep his identity under seal, but their tweet says Trump tried to keep his identity under seal, or in the title. What? Trump may have fought to keep his name redacted in the documents before the judge unsealed it. Oh my God, may have. Whoa, baby. That's amazing. That's amazing stuff there. Oh boy. Victims talk about Trump as one of Epstein's friends. Oh, and then way down here, if you scroll down, the unsealed documents are not all damning for Trump. Well, which ones are damning? You haven't given me one that's damning yet. 2 of the unsealed documents, the judge said, named Doe 174, are from a deposition of Joanna Schoberg, who has accused Epstein of rape and Prince Andrew of groping her. In the deposition, Schoberg denied massaging Trump at any of Epstein's property. She also described flying to Atlantic City on one of Epstein's private jet, where they visited one of Trump's casinos. Oh, well, they went to a Trump casino. My God, did Donald Trump give him a private tour? Oh my God. And another document was fully unsealed in 2022 as an already public 2016 New York Post article about the allegations against Epstein. It mentions that Trump and Epstein were friends and spent times at parties together in Palm Beach. Notice they leave out the rest of that story. 3 other unsealed documents are motions and letters from lawyers representing Epstein and Alan Dershowitz, where Trump is mentioned in passing. Oh God. Oh, it's like they want so badly for Trump to get this on him. And again, I'm going to say, if they find out he did some stuff with some of these girls, fuck him too. But I'm not ready to say that because they haven't given anything to give even a hint of that. Although, wait a minute. There are these media outlets that are apparently trying to bury a revelation that Epstein accuser retracted any Trump allegations that there were in the past. They've been playing this up. Media outlets buried the revelation that an accuser of the late disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein had retracted former President Donald Trump from her allegations. On Monday, multiple media reports ran reports of Trump having been named in the latest Epstein documents, but failed to note in the lead of their articles that the accuser had actually retracted those allegations in 2019. Court documents made available on Monday, including Epstein's victim Sarah Ransom's 2016 emails to the New York Post, suggesting that she had Epstein-related sex tapes involving half a dozen prominent people, including Trump, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Sir Richard Branson. Ransom, however, could not provide the tapes when asked, and no such footage has ever been uncovered. Then in 2019, Ransom retracted her claims according to the New Yorker, which reported that Ransom admitted to having invented the tapes to draw attention to Epstein's behavior and to make him believe that she had evidence that would come out if he harmed me. Multiple media outlets nonetheless ran with the old and retracted news on Monday, buried the lead in their stories, which was that Ransom's claims have already been retracted years ago. So all these, just like Business Insider, they feed you a shit ton of innuendo, but don't give you this information. So, oh, good Lord. So there you go. All right, that's why he's trending. Fani Willis is trending, the prosecutor down in Atlanta, because she's the one who brought the case against Trump in Georgia. Well, apparently Fani Willis funneled nearly $1 million in taxpayer dollars to her lover, attorney Nathan Wade, whom she appointed as special prosecutor in her case against Trump. Wade allegedly used the funds for extravagant vacations authorized directly by Willis. Holy smokes! She's sleeping with the special prosecutor she appointed. Isn't that special? So there's a whole story on this in the Daily Wire, too. Co-defendant in Georgia RICO case claims Fani Willis had a relationship with the prosecutor, one of the co-defendants in Fulton County District Attorney. Fani Willis's sprawling RICO case against former President Donald Trump and several of his top associates claimed in court filings this week that Willis had an improper relationship with one of the prosecutors in the case. Court filings claim that Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, a private lawyer, paid for vacations that he allegedly took for Willis using his funds his law firm received from the county as compensation for his work on the case. His firm has been paid approximately $650,000. Now, I don't really care that he used whatever money he gained from the county to work on this case, but I didn't know she was stupid him too. The Atlanta Constitution noted that the motion filed on behalf of defendant Michael Roman, the former Trump campaign official, offers no concrete proof of the romantic ties between Willis and Wade, except to say sources close to both the special prosecutor and the district attorney have confirmed they had an ongoing personal relationship. The motion seeks for the charge to be dismissed against Roman and for Wade and the entire DA team to be disqualified from further prosecution of the case. Okay, so who knows where that's going to go? I mean, I don't care what he did with the money, and I'm not even sure if I care that he's stooping Fani Willis himself, but it seems a little bit improper that she funneled this case to her lover. Moving on. Mark Cuban's trending. He's been talking about DEI. I'm gonna skip this one. He's been on a tirade though about DEI and if you want to and and also claiming that what was it? He was talking about something. I can't remember. I'm not even going to the thread because that's taking up too much time and I want to get to other stuff. But here, Shabbat is trending. Now, this is someone said something about the Jewish tunnels. And this is a weird story. I think I have oh no, that's, oh God, Fox. You're killing me. It's a famous, Hasidic Jewish sect in New York City. The police department has discovered a bunch of secret tunnels under Chabad, which is the synagogue in New York City, that reportedly connected to the female quarters. Stained mattresses are being pulled from the underground tunnels. Arrests are being reported. Footage from the underground tunnels below the Shabbat synagogue in Brooklyn. This is unbelievably creepy. Note the baby stroller. Now, I don't know what this, it's pretty trashed in there. Now here's Torah Judaism wrote this, an important statement about the tunnels under a synagogue in Brooklyn, New York. Walking a tightrope. Shabbat's complicated relationship with Zionism. Shabbat Lubavitch, anti-Zionist Torah, is a great danger to the Jewish community. The synagogue where the tunnels are located belongs to Shabbat Lubavitch community, a structure known for its support of Zionism and Israel. Now, what? In particular, Shabbat Lubavitch rabbis have secret agreements and complicated relations with Netanyahu and the Israeli state. They are a community that supports Zionism, the most in the Holy Land. In the past, they appeared to be anti-Zionism. Later, as a result of the information that has emerged, it was revealed that they secretly supported Zionism. Now, I don't know who this is. Quote, when I grew up in the 70s, explained Chaim Rappaport, a British Shabbat rabbi and author and scholar, my friends to the right from the Satmar or Brisk would harass me by saying that Rebbe was a Zionist, whereas my friends on the left would taunt me that the Rebbe was anti-Israel. Still today, one hears both of these arguments. For me, as a Lubavitcher, I see the Rebbe as having espoused an extremely nuanced position, often walking a tightrope. Shabbat schools across the world do not mark Independence Day. They are adamantly opposed to the national anthem, Hatikvah. Even waving an Israeli flag or having one in a Shabbat center is frowned upon. Nonetheless, the strong support Shabbat offers Israeli soldiers is well documented, as are the meetings of the numerous Israeli heads of state with the late Shabbat leader at his Brooklyn office in Brooklyn, who sought counsel on internal and even security affairs. I'm not sure that this helps me here explain the tunnels, though. So I'm going to go back and see if I can't find a story. 5 well-known rabbis were arrested in New Jersey for money laundering. And okay, that's a whole different story. Just in, chaos breaks out in New York City after underground tunnels were discovered under Shabbat Lubavitch World Headquarters in Brooklyn. The incident below reportedly took place to prevent a cement truck from filling the tunnels. According to the Crown Heights info, the tunnels were made in the past 6 months in an effort to expand 770. Others reports suggest the tunnels were dug by yeshiva men during COVID after they were locked out of 770. This is the location. The tunnel reportedly stretched from the mikvah building to the women's portion of 770. The tunnel was discovered after someone started hearing people in his home. About 10 arrests were made after some refused to leave the tunnels, according to from TikTok. So it sounds like they were building the tunnels during COVID, because remember, they were trying to shut down a lot of activities in some of the synagogues in New York City. You know how the mayor and them were. So we don't know what's going on with this, but apparently they're arresting people. People were staying down in these tunnels. These tunnels are nothing compared to the ones under Oprah's mansions. Okay, I don't know about that. And here's a statement by Shabbat Lubavitch headquarters. The Shabbat Lubavitch community is pained by the vandalism of a group of young agitators who damaged the synagogue below the Shabbat headquarters at 770 Eastern Parkway Monday night. These odious actions will be investigated and the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored. Our thanks to the NYPD for their professionalism and sensitivity. We are grateful for the outpouring of concern for the support of our Shabbat Lubavitch institutions around the world. So I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about it. Let's see. Here, let's try this one. The discovery of secret tunnel beneath the Shabbat Lubavitch headquarters in Brooklyn sparked controversy and legal action. The tunnel was discovered beneath the Shabbat headquarters at 77 Eastern Parkway. The discovery occurred nearly 3 weeks ago following a series of incidents that raised concerns among the Gaboim of 770. A Union Street homeowner reported hearing suspicious noises at night, leading to an investigation. Concurrently, construction activity nearby for new plumbing uncovered the tunnel while excavating a trench to lay a water line. The tunnel extended from the mikvah under the women's section of 770 on Kingston Avenue. Speculation suggests that a group of yeshiva men locked out of 770 during COVID-19 pandemic dug the tunnel to gain access to the building. The tunnel, described as amateurish yet extensive, stretch from the mikvah building to 770, running under the Kingston Avenue women's section. This discovery has raised concerns about the structural integrity of the building, leading to the closure of the women's section. The decision to block the tunnel was made by Shabbat officials, and questions remain about who will bear the costs of the necessary repairs. The further developments following the discovery of the tunnel: a cement truck arrived on Union Street behind Lubavitch World Headquarters, apparently to fill the tunnel. This action triggered a violent response from a group of Bachurim, mostly from Israel, identified as masochists. They reportedly had been behind the digging of the tunnel, claiming it was an expansion for Project 770. The confrontation escalated to the point where New York police officers entered the premises and made several arrests. Heads up, I am dedicated to enriching social media posts by adding much needed context. Follow me for, okay, someone's given context. So that's, sounds like they were being locked out during COVID, so they were finding a way to get into the synagogue, and so now they've discovered the tunnel. So there you go. Interesting story. All right, let's see. Last thing, and then tunnels is also trending, so we'll leave that. Let's read it. Check out Gunfox's article real quick. And this is Deadline Legal Blog with Nicole Wallace. But did she write this? No. Oh, Jordan Rubin. He's one of my favorite MSNBC whatever. What's at stake in the Donald Trump D.C. immunity appeal argument? Here's what Trump and special counsel Jack Smith are saying in the appeal that will help determine whether and when the federal election interference trial proceeds. The U.S. Court of Appeals for D.C. Circuit hears oral arguments on Tuesday over Donald Trump's claimed immunity. What the three-judge panel decides and how quickly will help determine whether and when the federal election interference trial proceeds. Trump's bid is a long shot, but given its implications, it's important to understand the issues at play. The former president argues that he has absolute immunity from prosecution for official acts taken as president. Official acts. Let's make sure we understand what the phrase is. Hello, Man Squatch. What's up? For Trump to succeed, that requires finding not only that such criminal immunity exists. Well, if it's an official act, why would it be criminal? Anyway, but that it covers the alleged conduct in the indictment. He also claims that because he was acquitted of inciting insurrection in his second impeachment, double jeopardy principles bar this prosecution. I don't think he's being, but he's not being prosecuted for insurrection, but whatever. Smith points out in his brief that, quote, no historical materials support the defendant's broad immunity claim, end quote, and that even if some form of criminal protection exists, it wouldn't cover Trump because the indictment against him contains a substantial allegations of a plot to overturn the election results that fall well outside the outer perimeter of its official presidential responsibilities. On the double jeopardy claim, the special counsel notes that impeachment proceedings are separate from criminal ones, so that political process didn't place him in jeopardy in the first place. On top of Trump's and Smith's arguments, outside parties have also chimed in. These amicus briefs don't always play a significant role in court cases, but they might here because the panel alerted the lawyers to be prepared to address discrete issues raised in these outside filings. One of them pushes a point that not even the special counsel raised, that the appeals court doesn't have jurisdiction to hear Trump's claim at this early stage of the case. If so, that could theoretically speed up the timeline. But even if the panel latches on to that point, the judges might still address the immunity issue to be safe in issuing a solid ruling. Now, the reason I think they're appealing, because they're appealing a ruling that a judge made. So that's why they tried to take this to an appeals court. Anyway, given the long odds facing Trump's appeal and the likelihood that the biggest win he'll get is any delay of the scheduled March 4th trial in Washington, A pressing question is when the panel will issue a decision. The loser, of course, will seek further appeal to the Supreme Court, though the justices don't have to get involved if they don't want to. The D.C. Circuit is hearing the case on an expedited timeline, so we can expect a quick ruling. How quickly we don't know yet, but judges questioning the lawyers Tuesday should give a better sense of what their ruling will look like when it comes. So, not so bad from Jordan Rubin this time. He kind of just reported on it instead of giving some editorial commentary. So, good for Jordan. Well done, sir. I'll give you credit when credit is due. All right, main topic of the day, and I'll spend about 15 minutes on this, and then we'll get the hell out of Dodge. So I've mentioned this a couple times, but now I have some articles to back up what I'm talking about. So apparently, what's his title? U.S. Attorney, D.C. U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves from the Justice Department is making overtures that he will now begin to target Americans in the January 6th case, any Americans who were just around the Capitol on January 6th, but not necessarily in the building. And so here's the announcement he made. I'll show you the announcement he made first, because this is key to the articles that we're about to go through. Okay, so here's hang on, let me pause this so I can make sure I get this on the screen correctly, which I don't always do because, boomer vision. Okay, here's U.S. District or D.C. U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves. Listen to the language he says here.
And what happened inside of the building. An important note when it comes to our prosecutions about those who remained outside the building. We have used our prosecutorial discretion to primarily focus on those who entered the building or those who engaged in violent or corrupt conduct on Capitol grounds. But if a person knowingly entered the restricted area without authorization, they had already committed a federal crime. Make no mistake, thousands of people occupied an area that they were not authorized to be present in the first place.
Now, this is fascinating. This is fascinating because now when he said knowingly, that's an interesting phrase too. Knowingly, we're in a restricted space, as if everyone there should have known that they were in a restricted space, right? So anyway, let's do the American Thinker article first because this one's relevant. So, U.S. Attorney for the District Court of Columbia, Matthew Graves, suggests that law enforcement will soon target those who just stood outside the Capitol on January 6, 2021. During a press conference this week, Graves hinted that Americans who didn't even go inside the Capitol building on January 6 could still lead to thousands of arrests. And again, he said an important note, when it comes to our prosecutions about those who remained outside the building, we have used our prosecutorial discretion to primarily focus on those who entered the building or those who engaged in violent or corrupt conduct on Capitol grounds. But if a person knowingly entered the restricted area without authorization, they had already committed a federal crime. Make no mistake, thousands of people occupied an area that they were not authorized to be present in the first place. Now, Americans are increasingly coming to understand the injustice of most of the January 6 prosecutions. Without question, the events of January 6 were not remotely an insurrection. Nobody was armed, and even if they were and managed to seize the Capitol building, the Republic would have never have been in the slightest jeopardy. Indeed, a number of leftist organizations have seized government buildings and suffered nothing for it. January 6th was nothing more than a spontaneous protest that got briefly out of hand. There is no injustice in prosecuting anyone who assaulted a police officer, damaged or stole property, or assaulted someone. However, arresting people who were given no notice they were prohibited from entering the building, were welcomed and escorted by Capitol Police, never asked to leave, and who merely took in the sights and took selfies, is unjust and a political abuse of power. So the district attorney already charged more than 1,400 Americans with crimes related to the protests on January 6th. He has handed down more than 900 convictions, with almost all having prison sentences. On the contrary, Graves admitted that a significant portion of the 2020 George Floyd rioters were not charged at all, despite causing destruction and setting buildings in cities on fires. Thus, does Graves and the Department of Justice admit their abuse of prosecutorial power of discretion? A significant part of that abuse is charge stacking, an unethical prosecutorial practice designed to punish a defendant beyond the law and or to force a defendant to plead to something, which many did, even if he's not guilty, rather than face multiple charges and an out of proportion sentence. And that's why so many people have pled guilty, because, well, for example, for the most of the January 6th defendants, the only ethical charge would have been some form of misdemeanor trespassing. Even that is troublesome because there is significant evidence, signs, and barriers that would have warned protesters were removed before many of them arrived. Many were never notified they weren't welcome. They entered, and by the way, again, they had a permit for a stage that was set to continue the rally from the ellipsis on Capitol grounds on the Supreme Court side of the Capitol. They had a space reserved. So the people walking over there probably thought, when they saw all the other people, oh, that's the reserved spot we were supposed to go to. But those barriers had been removed before Trump was even finished speaking. So they saw all the people and went to the west spot where they thought they were supposed to go. But I digress. Many have entered the building guided and even escorted by Capitol Police, who amiably chatted with them and in some cases actually escorted them. Many were never asked to leave. Some were left, but were later arrested in televised SWAT raids for a misdemeanor normally handled with a citation and a small fine. Police officers and prosecutors have significant discretion. Few professional police officers would arrest anyone for trespassing unless they can prove they intended to trespass and were given notice verbally or by signage they were not welcome. Many officers wouldn't make such arrests unless the trespasser was told to leave and refused. Ethical prosecutors wouldn't file a case for the same reasons. This daily reality across America makes the political nature of the prosecutions of more than 1,000 Americans plain. And if it weren't enough, the DOJ now intends to arrest another 1,000 and more for merely being present near the Capitol building, not for damaging property, assaulting anyone, nor for theft, but for merely standing at some distance from the building for even a second. The DOJ has imprisoned January 6 defendants without trial for years. Their conviction rate is high because the process is the punishment. Few can afford to travel repeatedly to D.C., hiring a lawyer at $300 or more an hour to fight misdemeanor charges or even charges stacked beyond credibility. To add insult to injury, many D.C. judges have imposed fines and sentences far in excess of those common and usual for such minor offenses, which further exposes the political nature of the January 6 prosecutions. Considering Joe Biden at his Valley Forge speech invoking insurrectionist or insurrection some 11 times, presaging his campaign strategy, one might be forgiven for thinking the DOJ little more than a Stasi-like arm of his re-election campaign. It's a story that would have been familiar to Victor Hugo. So, I have a couple articles on this. The other one from PJ Media here kind of echoes the same thoughts. But again, clapping people in prison for what amounted to trespassing is only part of the equation. The people who style themselves as our rulers have used the events of January 6th to completely redefine the phrase red menace. This time, of course, the red scare is the population of the U.S. that leans conservative, and they continue to wail and gnash their teeth and rend their garments, and of course see conservatives hiding under every bed. So, but this is completely crazy, if you ask me. It's such a holy shit. Donald Trump constantly says the word, "Oh, it's a witch hunt." This is kind of is. They're just, and look, the idea that they brag about how many convictions they have. Well, yeah, a lot of people can't afford to fight this. And it's embarrassing. Let's see, what's this here? I suspect that in the future there will be a creation of a January 6th law. Yeah, could you, Eric? Oh, yeah. If Democrats get into power, can you imagine the January 6th laws they're going to bring up? The laws will be used to prosecute anyone who expresses or even holds a thought that people in power can twist into an insurrectionist idea. I'll bet real money that a draft is on someone's desk somewhere right now. It may not be a law, but it's probably in a memo or pending directive. If you're still unconvinced, here's what the FBI posted to X over the weekend. The FBI executed 3 federal arrest warrants early this morning at a ranch in Groveland, Florida, in Lake County. The subjects were taken into custody are January 6 fugitives, Jonathan Daniel Pollock, Olivia Michelle Pollock, and Joseph Daniel Hutchison III. The defendants are scheduled to appear in federal court in Ocala, Florida on Monday, January 8th. No further details concerning their capture are available at this time. Fugitives. Ooh. Not the B is the real news portion of the Babylon Bee. Noted that the post was heavily ratioed by X-users who ridiculed the agency for crowing about arresting 3 people in Florida when it has so many serious issues with which to contend. Let's see, this person says, I've only been to exactly 2 rallies my entire life. Okay, when I was a kid, I marched at a pro-abortion rally, but I was 13 at the time. The rallies were during the Tea Party area, and I was a featured speaker at both events. One was on the steps of our local county building. The other was on the state capitol building in Salt Lake. On both occasions, I espoused conservative ideas. If I or anyone else did that today, what would the consequences would be? Well, you would be considered an insurrectionist. But it's funny, though. They can take over a Senate building. They can pound on the doors of the Supreme Court during deliberations of court proceedings. They can have the pro-Palestinian takeover of the congressional office building. It's like, oh my God, talk about some selective bullshit prosecutions. It's embarrassing. So anyway, some related stuff. This is not good. Judge Chutkan in the DC case is the latest swatting victim. There's been a rash of these swattings, and it's people on the left and the right. It doesn't seem to have any strict pattern, but at 10 p.m., a phone call Sunday night sent police and firefighters to the residents in Washington, D.C. because of a shooting. Law enforcement ended up at Judge Tanya Chutkan's house. Chutkan is the judge presiding over former President Donald Trump's election interference case. Law enforcement quickly found out no shooting occurred. Look, if you're a dickhead who even thinks about doing this, and I don't care if you're on the right, left, middle, center, upside down, stop doing this bullshit. You're going to get somebody killed, and you're an asshole for doing it. So other articles I have that I'm not getting to. Tucker Carlson's latest bombshell about January 6th might get you to rethink everything. I might go through this one a little more tomorrow, but let's see. PJ Media readers may already know the January 6th Capitol riot was not an insurrection, but it's still absolutely mind-blowing just how much we've been lied to about the events of that day. What is the revelation? This was when he was talking to Clay Higgins. So we went through this yesterday, where they have evidence now that there were up to 200 FBI. I don't know if you want to say informants, agents, but FBI related individuals involved on January 6th. Now, what their involvement specifically was, not mentioned, but this is the fact there were assets everywhere. Whew. Anyway, in National Pulse, what are you talking about? Democrats Democrats are proposing a January 6th museum at the Capitol if they win Congress. Congressman Jamie Raskin said if Democrats are able to attain majorities in both houses of Congress after the 2024 election, he intends to push for exhibits and tours to ensure the January 6th riot is remembered by the American people. Oh my God. Do they have, I wonder if they have a display or anything regarding to the Puerto Rican nationalists who shot 6 people in Congress in the 1950s. I wonder if they have, plaques about when the Senate building was bombed in the 70s. These motherfuckers are playing this to the fucking hilt, and it's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed to do this, Jamie Raskin, you shitbag. Holy shit. Let's see. Elaine Stefanik gives a masterclass on refuting Democrats' insurrection lies. How long is this? This might be too long. I'm not going 7 minutes. She was on MSNBC talking about this. The video is in this particular article if you want to watch that. And then the other things is Bloomberg has an editorial. Bloomberg, that magazine, Michael Bloomberg. They have an editorial. 2024 is the year of elections, and that is a threat to democracy. Elections are a threat to democracy. Excuse me. You can't make this shit up. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. And Gen T, what's up? And Green Badger, elections, a threat to democracy. More than 40% of the global population will be voting this year, and we have a 10% chance everything will go well. I got to tell you, that it looks like I'm going to need to put an archive version up in here. We'll see if that works. And then we might have to go through that one tomorrow. We may have to go through this one tomorrow. Please tell me there's an archive version. Oh, thank God. Elections. Yes, this will be in the links. Look at the world in 2024, and it is almost a mirror image of 2016. Oh my gosh. So because the possibility of Trump winning like he did in 2016, that is a threat to democracy. Elections are a threat to democracy. The long shot unthinkables from 8 years ago are now the firm favorites. And even just the accepted status quo, odds makers put Trump's re-election chances at 40%, with Joe Biden nearly 10 percentage points back. In his speech at Valley Forge on Friday, Biden warned that democracy is on the ballot. Someone on the campaign staff might remind him that he's literally the one on the ballot, and it's time to get cracking. A solid majority of Britons think Brexit was a mistake, but the odds of the nation rejoining Europe are slim to none. There's a prop that Taiwan votes for a new president in less than a week, and another victory by the ruling Democratic Progressive Party may bring the territory closer to a Chinese invasion. Okay, so I see where that could be an issue. Holy shit. We'll get back to it, but that headline is amazing. Elections are a threat to democracy. And on that note, I've got to go. I can't do it. I can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lacking in likes, so hit the like button before you go. I'm here Monday through Friday, and I will be tomorrow, and I'll be here whenever. I'm going to figure out when my my 5-year anniversary is. I got to look that up, and we'll plan for that. And other than that, thanks for joining me today on the Morning Live. Please share the stream even though it's over, and hit the like button if you haven't already. Drop a deuce in the tip jar every once in a while, and thank you, Gunfox, the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. I'm going to work on a new outro because this one's old and stale and way out of date, and we'll put the top donors from 2023 on the mix, and that's it. I gotta go. My name's P Dog Knight. I'm going to put those links in the chat. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.